The reason I'm wearing this hat, Stein, is because Tucano Gold also has 2,000 square kilometres of prime time Guiana Shield exploration ground surrounding our operation. And we're looking for the next Tucano 2, 3 and 4, but we don't have to go far because we have 8 open pits, a world-class super high-grade duckhead mine that's going to restart at some point, and a massive underground system I think will run for the next 40 years. We have a world-class iron ore operation inside the gold mill. It's the only gold mine in the world that has an iron ore mill inside. So you get a lot of bang for your buck at 36 million Canadian pre-money. The beauty of Mina Tucano is it's built. It's here, it's ready to turn on. You try and build a mine of this size and scale today, it's 10 years. You have permitting, you've got to find the thing, you've got to explore it, you've got to develop it, you've got to do all the reports. It's ready to turn on in the next 2 months, and would love you to join this journey. It's going to be a phenomenally exciting journey. Go on to tucanogold.com and reach out to Edward Baum. Ed's a great chap. Just say you watched the video, you'd love to participate, give us your number, and Ed or I or Max will give you a shout.
All right, today we're having a chat with Jeremy Gray, the CEO of Tucano Gold. And Jeremy, thank you for swinging by. You have some very exciting news to share with us.
We have some great news, Stein. Tucano Gold is now fully funded. We have a wonderful, strong private equity partner from Brazil that we've spent 6 months working on with them together with intensive due diligence, and they've upsized their all equity investment from 46 million Canadian to 98 million. So it puts us in a wonderful position as we restart this world-class gold mine in Q2.
Yeah, raising 98 million Canadian dollars is of course very impressive. Let's quickly touch base on the terms behind that. Perhaps you can take us through. It's all equity you described. What kind of terms are we talking about?
Yeah, they're exactly the same terms as what our investors have been in this current round, this recent round, at 70 cents with a half warrant at $1, good for 2 years, and that's a pre-money valuation of only 36 million. And when you think about how much it would cost to build Mina Tucano today, it would be hundreds and hundreds of millions and years of development. So they're coming in exactly the same terms as this round, and we're offering and keeping this round open for the next 2 weeks for anyone on this call.
Great, and we'll touch base how people can get in touch with Tucano Gold to potentially participate. Let's talk about why the upsizing, because of course recently we had a chat on this channel as well talking about a number below 50 million. Now it's almost 100. Why did this private equity firm decide to upsize?
It's a real great vote of confidence in the asset, I think in our wonderful local management team. They want us to do things properly and accelerate the mine's development to get to 200,000 ounces a year as soon as possible. And I think they've learned from the big players like G Mining Ventures. And, all the big companies are always super well funded. They never need to go back to market. If problems happen during the commissioning, they've always got a cushion there. And this basically allows us to accelerate everything we've dreamed of doing in a very, very hot gold market. I mean, we're looking at a massive new bull market in gold. 3,000 ounces is just warming up. There's so much physical demand. The LBMA, the COMEX are squealing for supply. There's been no investment in the industry for 12 years. It's been a nuclear winter. And we have the biggest, most advanced restart in the industry ready to turn on straight away. So it could not be better for our shareholders and investors to get on board and then just ride this incredible wave.
Yes, and let's touch base on what you've dreamed of, what is possible. Of course, I and Lars, my buddy behind the scenes here, have been to Tucano in Brazil, and it's an amazing facility, I have to say. A huge gold mine, great plant, and also huge pits. Perhaps you can take the viewers at home through what is the asset all about, and what does this money allow you to do with that asset?
Yes, Stein, we have basically the largest gold operation in northern Brazil, a 3.5 million ton world-class mill that will be turning on immediately post this funding arriving. We have 2 million ounces of gold, but we believe that can grow to 10 million ounces with further drilling. We have the highest grading gold mine in the world called Duckhead, who's got 31 meters at 490 grams. And there's many, many more holes like that. And even we have a world-class iron ore operation inside the gold mill. It's the only gold mine in the world that has an iron ore mill inside and produces iron ore. So you get a lot of bang for your buck at 36 million Canadian pre-money.
100%. And this might be a bit early to talk about, but what will you actually use this money for? We've talked about multiple restart strategies in the past. I suppose all of those have been scrapped off the table, and now a different plan who's more efficient and more optimal with this capital will be put in place. Perhaps you can take us through how would that look like?
Essentially, what this money does is it allows you to accelerate the open pit mining to get to 200,000 ounces, but also commence underground mining much sooner than we thought, because that capital will allow us to go underground and also tap into much higher grade 4 to 5 gram feed. So you're blending that 1.5 gram open pit feed with this beautiful 5 gram feed, and that is what creates a world-class operation. I say Tucano Gold is basically a much bigger and richer version than K92 in Papua New Guinea, and we gave most of the money to K92 back in 2016. So we're super excited to have our wonderful partners, our Sao Paulo-based private equity group. They're one of the biggest in Brazil. They know the country. They were the big backers of Euro Copper back in the day, and they're really excited to grow this business, bring employment back to the state of Amapo, and be the biggest employer once again in the state. The beauty of Mina Tucano is it's built. It's here. It's ready to turn on. You try and build a mine of this size and scale today, it's 10 years. You have permitting, you've got to find the thing, you've got to explore it, you've got to develop it, you've got to do all the reports. You then got to take it to a government who'll sit on it for 5 to 10 years. It's ready to turn on in the next 2 months, and would love you to join this journey. It's going to be a phenomenally exciting journey. Got a fantastically supportive and strong partner now. That one partner we've been looking for the last 6 years in Brazil. Our first gold pour, when we've turned up in Brazil 6 years ago, we got 4,000 reals an ounce. Today it's nearly 17,000. It must be, gold mining in Brazil, honestly, Stein, must be the most profitable business in the country. I just can't think of anything that would come close. And the timing could not be better for your investors and your listeners to join this wonderful journey.
Very, very exciting, Jeremy. Perhaps we can then quickly touch base on timelines, how that's looking like. Now that the money, at least the deal is definitive, when should we expect the money to come in? When should we expect the mill to start? And when should we expect the first gold to be poured?
Yes, this is a binding agreement. So this is there's no turning back. 98 million Canadian. We're going to Madrid in next week. We're meeting the whole team. We're making plans. We're plans for hiring, plans for senior management. We're leveraging off the incredible expertise and knowledge that this private equity group have to build an office in Sao Paulo, which is a proper grown-up operation that deserves that kind of infrastructure as well. We will immediately start ordering mill parts, and for the mill that have been waiting to be ordered for the last 12 months. As you know, things took a bit longer than we thought. And it was interesting, right? I mean, you and I have been talking about starting up Mina Tucano for 12 months. We were looking for 20 million. We found 98 million. We found a much stronger partner than we ever had dreamed of. And importantly, the gold price has risen 50% since we started talking about Mina Tucano together with you and Lars. And yet our pricing at 80 cents with a half warrant at $1.20 is the same price we set a year ago when the gold price was only $1,800. So you're capturing an enormous upside, a fraction of the replacement value of this business that would, let's face it, would take 10 years to build. The reason I'm wearing this hat, Stein, is because Tucano Gold also has 2,000 square kilometers of prime time Guiana Shield exploration ground surrounding our operation. In fact, I got to realize how big it was. It's actually the second largest contiguous land package in Brazil after Vale. And last week, I had a group of miners who approached us asking if they could buy 2 tenements out of the hundreds of tenements that we have. And I asked the team, well, how far is that from the gates? And they said, boss, that's 3-hour drive. And we own all of that ground between the gates and that tenement. So it's a massive ground package. Probably the biggest on either the African side or the South American side for the Guiana Shield. Stein, anyone who does participate in this round is very welcome to get one of these hats. They're hot off the press. Our name's Tucano Gold, but we've created these hats called Tucano Exploration. I'll just show you that. It's all of our geologists use these hats, and you can see here the detective, the sort of symbol that we're looking for exploration. We're looking for the next Tucano 2, 3, and 4, but we don't have to go far because we have 8 open pits, a world-class, super high-grade duckhead mine that's going to restart at some point, and a massive underground system that's I think will run for the next 40 years.
Yeah, Jeremy, you make a great point about exploration there. That's one of the things that attracted me very strongly initially to Tucano Gold, the true expanding potential you have here. A quick map from my side here, from your presentation. And for the viewers at home, the gold is of course associated with the banded iron formation. And thus far, just the strike length on the left at 7 kilometers has been really explored and mined. And of course, there you're talking about the extreme underground exploration. And you have so much left near mine site that hasn't been explored yet. And of course, also this different map, where you put that into perspective, you start talking about these tenements. This one here, right here. Here you're talking about, how large is the land package again, Jeremy?
It's 2,000 square kilometers, which is the size of a small European country. I'm trying to remember which one. Holland's bigger than that, because a lot of your viewers said, no, Holland's bigger than that. Much bigger, to be fair. I'm sorry, I apologise for any of your Dutch viewers when I compared that to the same size. But it's a really large package. You could drive for hours. We have the whole thing to ourselves. If you were in Australia, out around Kalgoorlie, there would be 100 plus neighbours all fighting over the same ground, getting in the way. We have it all to ourselves. And going to be there for the next 50 years. I tell you, it's so exciting.
It is absolutely exciting, and we'll see what comes out of the exploration. First, of course, the mill needs to start up, and perhaps we can quickly talk about, you are, of course, currently private. What is the vision of this private equity partner, as well as your vision on going public at some point?
Absolutely, we want to list, but we want to list when we're producing close to 200,000 ounces a year. We would like to come out at probably $7 to $10 a share. So we're placing this at 70 cents. And in this market, a $2 billion valuation is very achievable, at least. So our view is do it properly, take a little bit longer, but list when you're producing really good numbers, month in, month out, and list when you don't need money. That sounds funny, doesn't it? But people always want to give you money when you don't need it in life. And that's a key. If you don't need to ever raise again, which hopefully, touch wood, we won't need to, and then we can start paying huge dividends to our shareholders.
Also, quickly touching base on your iron ore plant. We've been talking about this in the past, of course. Very exciting prospect there. You could potentially talking about a $100 million business right there. What are the plans with that now that you have this capital? Is it also going to be at the start of the startup, or is this a bit longer out?
I would love to think that we can start it 3 to 6 months after the gold. Look, we did get offered by a large commodity trading house to sell the business to them at Christmas time. And our private equity group said, no, let's hold it. Let's keep it. We've got a business there that's got 10 million tons of super high-grade recoverable iron in the current 3 tailings dams. And it produces every day fresh iron feed from the back of the gold mill. So it's the lowest cost iron ore mill in the world at $5 a ton. It produces a 67 to 69% magnetite, which no one else in Brazil does. I mean, Vale produces some of that, but importantly, it's very low in silica at only 1%. So it's the cleanest, greenest, lowest cost iron ore in the world. And it comes with the mine. It's incredible. So we're looking to restart that. But let's get a few gold pours under our belt. Let's enjoy that beautiful gold market that we're seeing and build an iron ore business that will be around for the next 10 or 20 years or so. And maybe spin it out. We can get a new cap. It'll be called Tucano Green Iron. And let's create new value for shareholders.
And to quickly circle back on timelines, Jeremy, when will we actually see this mill start up?
We expect full funding to be in the account by the end of March at the latest. So I've told the team, get ready. Let's start hiring. Let's start getting everything ready. The parts will be ordered immediately once that money hits the account. And then there's basically a 6-week lead time to get the mill working. We've got 30,000 tons of gold sitting on the ROM pad right now, ready to go. So I would guess late May, first gold pour, which is not a bad outcome, and slowly build it up to 10,000 ounces a month, and then eventually 15,000 ounces a month. Now, if you work that out in today's gold price, when you have an all-in sustaining cost of say $1,400, what is that? You're making $1,600 per ounce profit. So you could potentially be making $15-16 million free cash every month, very, very quickly. And that's why we're so excited to be teaming up with our new partner, get this business really growing fast and effectively and doing everything properly, not cutting any corners, taking advantage of this wonderful new bull market that I think is going to go for some time. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the backdrop couldn't be better, and this funding partner definitely is truly transformative for the Tucano Gold story. Perhaps we can also quickly touch base on, we referenced it at the start, for a viewer watching at home who might be willing to participate. How can they reach out, Jeremy? How can they participate in the story?
Stein, we have 643 investors who have backed our group. We have 3 companies. Tucano is our largest. Go on to tucanogold.com and reach out to Edward Baum. Ed's a great chap, lovely Englishman. Just say you watched the video, you'd love to participate, give us your number, and Ed or I or Max will give you a shout, and we'll tell you more what we're doing, and we'd love you to participate, be part of this exciting journey. We're all about, because we bought this asset so well, we bought it in November of 23 when the gold price was sort of $1,800 an ounce. We bought it incredibly well, so everyone in this round gets an opportunity to participate at a very, very low valuation. I'm talking 3-4 cents in the dollar. And that's probably why our private equity group said, wow, I want more of this. Let's upsize our transaction to 98 million. And, we thought, let's do that. Let's do it properly. Let's grow fast. Let's really never need to come back to market, take advantage of these record gold prices and just go for it. So please contact us. Would love to get to hear your story.
Very exciting, Jeremy. Thank you so much for swinging by, and best of luck the next couple of months.
Thank you so much, Stein. We're really excited, and please reach out to us and would love to speak.